The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We begin our look at Section 5 sports in Wayne, where the Eagles boys soccer team has made it to sectionals on the wave of a 12-game winning streak. Here's Paul Gotham hopping aboard the Wayne train.
It's been 13 years since the Wayne boys soccer program earned a spot in the state rankings. That changed earlier in October during the middle of a 12-game winning streak that the Eagles took into the postseason.
Well, I think it's attitude, desire. I have to admit, I got some boys here that play some pretty good off-season soccer, and they just go out with an attitude of, like I said, Matt Gentile, his GPS team won a national tournament in California. He's determined. He doesn't like to lose. So some of these guys just don't like to lose, and that comes out on the field.
With that attitude, Wayne outscored opponents 73-7 during the regular season. They finished with 10 shutouts, including 3 straight heading into the sectionals. You could say, though, that the Eagles' best defense is their offense.
What's our possession game? If the other team doesn't have the ball, they can't score, so we try to spread it out, play possession, be patient, go backwards, knock it from side to side, make their forwards run around a lot. And if they don't have the ball, they can't score, so we really try to just possess the ball.
What does it look like as you're in goal watching your team and how that's the best defense for you?
It's great when they don't have the ball because I don't have to do much, but just if they don't have the ball, they can't score, and it makes it easier for my defense and so.
That just means we possess the ball well. When we have the ball and possessing it, we don't have to play defense, and the other team gets tired. When we lose the ball, we can win it back quickly. It's a big part of our game. We like to possess.
Putting that style into play has taken time.
Well, every day we incorporate and practice possession games. One grid to the next grid, one zone to another zone. So I make them every day, at least 40, 45 minutes, play possession games with, 2 touch, and they got to get their head up, and they can't dribble because it's a 2-touch restriction. So they get used to it. They get pretty good at it.
A year ago, Wayne lost a tight match to Pittsford Sutherland in the Class A2 semifinals. Sutherland went on to the New York State semifinals. How much did that fuel you guys in the off season to get better?
Oh, it was just amazing. Just seeing them go that far, being beat by a big team, just makes us want to come out even stronger for the following year. This year's big leap onto what we've done in the past.
That fueled our efforts a lot. We did a lot of off-season stuff this year. Between our practices we'd have some captain's practices and have a bunch of people come up and shoot before the season started. And I think it's helped us grow a lot this year.
The Wayne boys basketball program won its first sectional title in 2017 and another in 2018. The Eagles baseball team followed suit also that year. For soccer, the road got a little tougher when Section 5 combined classes A1 and A2 into one 17-team field.
But just take one game at a time, and we the two A1, A2s combined, and we kind of like that. We want to play these big schools, these good teams.
What was your first reaction when you heard they were combining the two classifications?
I was actually very surprised. It was big news to us because we weren't sure really what we were going up against. But knowing other people from other teams and us playing along with other players that play on those bigger teams, kind of gave us more fuel of the fire, if you would say. Give us a spark. It makes us want to be better and make us want to play up against that bigger competition and do well down in these sectionals this year.
In this season, we figured it out. We've only been down 7 minutes of the whole season. We were down for 1 minute against Paul Mac, and Canandaigua went up 1-0 on us. We tied it up 3 minutes later. So 5 to 7 minutes, we've not been either tied or in the lead. So we just take each game. We're going to run into some great teams. We know it.
From From Wayne Central, this is Paul Gotham with Division High School Sports Beat.
Coming up, Paul is back for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Bacon, egg, cheese. Only one way to make this better. Another one. Dunkin' Go-Tos. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
And welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. It's time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. As always, joined by Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. Paul, what do we got on the website this week?
Plenty of local action. We're into finals for boys soccer and football. We'll have all the full recaps there for you. Trabs Gabs, Matt Trable bringing you his own style, wit, and wisdom there and preview of local boys soccer. Paul Iotti continuing to do a great job with football. Kevin Klubser with RIT hockey and Rochester Amherst.
Starting things off, we're talking about some record-setting performances around Section 5.
Well, a name that everyone should know by now, Will Rogers from Penn Yan, and the Mustangs win over Dansville in the quarterfinals there of Class C. Rogers threw for 7 touchdowns and over 300 yards. He tied Jake Zembeck's, Aquinas Little Irish, tied his Section 5 record for touchdowns with 37, and Rogers needs 317 yards to pass Zembeck's all-time yardage record of 2,712 Section 5. So we'll be looking for that to happen when Penn Yan takes on Letchworth Warsaw in the semifinals.
And moving over to girls soccer now, a team performance that's setting some records.
Well, and the Spencerport Rangers girls just keep rolling along. They'll take with them a 61-game unbeaten streak, the state record. They'll take that into their game against Wayne, the 2-time state champions, looking to keep it going. Congratulations to everyone there at Spencerport, Jamie Schneider, Rick Mueller, and that whole crew and the staff. They're doing a great job.
We've talked about this before, but you get a run like that, and it's not just a team. That's a program to be able to maintain it like that.
Well, without question, and I don't know how many people know everything about Jamie Schneider. Jamie Schneider was an All-State Player of the Year coming out of high school at Minnesota. He went on to play 4 years at Bonaventure. So he has a lot of knowledge, and you could see with those girls that they understand the game, and it comes all from him.
Let's talk a little bit about the sectionals when they got started. Some upsets there in boys soccer especially. Well, I mean, it was a big one.
The first full night of sectional play, and we all wake up the next morning, Penfield's knocked off McQuaid, and Rush Henrietta's knocked off Fairport, and everybody's looking around saying, well, what else is going to happen? Well, not only that, but Irondequoit knocks off Arcadia in Class A. That wasn't as big. It would have been on its own, but that wasn't as big of an upset, but certainly that kind of shook everything up. Certainly you would look at it and think that Hilton has got the front seat to it now going forward, but once the upsets start, you don't know where they're going to end, and we'll see what Mike Ellicott's group can do there.
It's going to be a wild ride. It always is. Let's talk about football sectionals a little bit now.
Well, and you get into that one game and one elimination. Certainly, though, you have Aquinas and McQuaid advancing. It looks like those two will meet again. It was good to see Irondequoit, not for Wilson, but it was good to see Irondequoit, as Paul Iotti said, exercise their demons and take care of the Wildcats in their game. So certainly Class A and Double A for football are setting up to be a great ride.
All right, as always, great stuff, Paul. Thanks for joining us. And we'll be back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kim. And later, are the Braves the chosen team in Section 5 this year? We'll have that story when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson.
Honored for making the grade this week is HFL junior Anthony Noto. Named All-Greater Rochester Wrestler of the Year last season, Anthony was an easy choice for the award after consecutive state championship titles. He won 48 of his 49 matches and was the only wrestler from his Section 5 grouping to win the title in 2017. He's the first wrestler to hold a state title in his high school's history. Anthony uses his skills on the mat to give back to his community as well. He acts as a role model to young athletes through volunteering. He hosts clinics and works youth wrestling tournaments, coaching those who look up to him. His dedication also carries over to the classroom, where he clearly puts in the time, carrying a 91 academic average. Nominated for his ability to mentor young athletes and for his drive to succeed, this week Anthony Noto is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. And now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles in Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Marion's Chloe DeLyser scored career goal 252, breaking the New York state record. Chloe wasn't done there, though, as she has also set a new single-season state record with her 75th goal of the year. Congrats to the future Ohio State Buckeye. The Brockport girls volleyball team won the Byron Burgeon tournament for the second straight year, and Kaylee Bloom was named tourney MVP for the Blue Devils. Pittsford's Ashley and Taylor Sampone have both committed to continue their lacrosse careers at the University of Louisville. The Twins and future Cardinals are in their junior year at Mendon. And finally, an update on the Harley-Allendale girls cross-country team, which kept their winning streak alive by winning the Wayne Finger Lakes League title, and Roxanne Reish, who set a new course record at Ellison Park. And now a look at the Varsity Media top football plays of the week. We will start off at number 5, Livonia versus Monroe. The Bulldogs running the heavy wing, and Joel Smith going heavy to the end zone. Take it in, 488 yards rushing for Livonia as they win it 47-20 over Monroe. At number 4, Aquinas' sophomore quarterback Tyler Zakowski finds wide receiver Kobe McNair. Look at McNair just out jumping the defender for the score. Aquinas takes care of Edison 35-8. In at number 3, talk about a nice touch on a scoring play. Check out Canandaigua quarterback Jack Johnston. Casey Harrod on the receiving end of this one. A little rainbow action comes down and nestles oh so nicely in the back of the end zone. Canandaigua goes up 17-0 after that one. Holds on to beat Schrader 24-21. The final, the Braves staying perfect. At number 2, Pittsford down by a score in overtime goes to the back of the playbook. Run in the reverse to Clyde Williams to score. That ties the game at 27. The kick for the Panthers is going to be up and good. Pittsford moves on with a nail-biter over the Red Raiders. And topping the list, it's Wilson and Irondequoit. Wilson quarterback Dion Edwards to Ricky Gamble, bombs away down the far sideline, 94 yards. Wilson ends up losing to unbeaten Irondequoit on a last-second goal line sack. The Eagles win it 35-27. Up next, the Canandaigua football team heads to sectionals as the number 1 seed. We'll have their story when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of the Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the Injury-Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. The Canandaigua Braves had an undefeated regular season with a brand new facility and the top seed heading into sectionals. But it's the community support that helps bind this team together and led us to profile the team from the chosen spot. The groundwork for the success of this year's Canandaigua football team was laid a long time ago, as in 8 or 9 years. That's when the players that are seniors now first came together in youth football, forming the bonds and the friendships, and starting to think about what playing and winning for the Braves would be like. To put it simply,
special is the word. I know all these kids on the team. We played Frank Baker right over on that field over there. And we had 2 JV teams go undefeated, so bringing this all together on varsity is special.
It's a special group of seniors. It always starts with your seniors. That's the makeup of your team. They're the leaders, and this is a special group. They've come through our youth program. They kind of were the guys that got it revved up when they were in 5th and 6th grade, and they've had a lot of success through the years. So it's great to see them have a great senior year.
Having such a dedicated bunch of leaders on the team is a blessing for a coach, knowing that they are the type of young men who can be counted on to do the right things on and off the field.
And not only do they do a great job on the field, but off the field as well. They're leaders in the classroom, leaders in the community. They're just outstanding young men. So as a coach, that's always a pleasure.
All that togetherness and dreaming as kids wouldn't amount to much unless they put in the work to back it up. And that was something that was never in question.
Yeah, Coach actually at the beginning of the summer, he made us get up at 5:45 for lifting, and then we had to come down the turf. It'd sometimes be 90 out, 90 humidity, and we'd just be dogging it. Everyone would be puking, but that's how we're here now. So.
The tradition of excellence at CA is well known. They're a perennial powerhouse in Section 5, but haven't won a title since 2007. Ending that drought would mean a great deal, not only to the players, but to the community. They know that every time they take the field, they do it with the support and the hopes of their families, friends, and neighbors. That could be a great motivator, but it could also add a lot of pressure.
I would say it's extra motivation, honestly. I mean, knowing all these people are here for you and watching you and want to see you succeed, it drives you more. So I'd say it's good.
The tradition here is second to none. Coach Foster, who established it, and even before him, but just the great players that have come through Canandaigua and the great coaches, and we know we have a lot to live up to. A little bit of pressure, but that makes us better. And we talk about it all the time with the kids. They take pride in it. They know their roots. They know how important this is to the community. And again, I think it's certainly a motivating factor, but we cherish that.
Welch didn't attend Canandaigua, but he remembers the atmosphere and support when he wrestled there in high school. That memory is part of what drew him to the job.
That's kind of what attracted me to Canandaigua. I wrestled in the Bradshaw tournament when I was in high school, so I saw how important athletics were to Canandaigua, and it's no different now. So that's why I love it, and just have that community support, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he has a good sense for Canandaigua, and he knows where he wants this program to go, and he's just trying to push his kids to the next level, and we love it.
The tradition of Canandaigua football, to be a part of that, how special is that for you?
It's great. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. I love Canandaigua football. I love the community. Family's been growing up here ever since my mom's been little, and I just love CA proud.
Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making this Sports Beat possible. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
One of the keys to Wayne's success has been participating and playing the game year-round.
We just have a lot of kids that play soccer year-round that we haven't had in the past, and the chemistry is really great. Everybody's just friends with each other. Everybody loves the sport.
What's been the big difference for you guys this year? You put together several wins, a lot of shutouts. What's been the big difference on the field for you guys?
I think this year we have a lot of players that play year-round in our starting lineup, and once we get the chemistry going, we can do a lot of good things.
It's really important. Playing off-season does a lot for the team, and most of our starting lineup does it. I think that's one of the main reasons why we're so successful this year.
You talk about playing year-round. I know you play GPS. How important is that for you to have that many guys playing year-round?
Yeah, because everybody gets touches in throughout the year, so when we get back to high school season, everybody's fresh, and members what to do and how to play the game.